of life's journey. That broken woman is me. So I take me a little ride down memory lane. Past the verbal and the physical abuse.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. So, listen, my book is officially out everywhere. You can go to Amazon.com, Barnes and Nobles. I'm excited. I just came back from the Crazy Girl in My Head event where I was a speaker. So I am excited. That event went truly amazing. Just to see the impact that I had as I was a speaker, that is truly why I do what I do, and I keep going, and I just keep pushing myself to make an impact in people's lives and to share my story and my truth in a safe space. Now, I just want to jump on here and do a quick book release because I came home, right? And I was like, I know they said my book proofs were going to be here, and I wasn't sure if they was here already because I had not checked my emails. I got home and guess what, y'all? Look what I got. Look what I have, right? I am in awe to sit here and hold my book, right? This is my actual book. To sit here and hold this in my hand. To understand just the journey, to understand what I truly endured and how I found the strength to be able to write this book. Man, I'm gonna try not to tear up y'all and cry, but I hope that when people read my book, they take something from it, that they truly understand what that's like to be in something so just so terrible. Um, Domestic violence is something that a lot of people talk about, but sometimes you don't understand the extent of it until you hear somebody's story. And so I needed to share my testimony and my story with the world and let people know just how bad things can be, but then also the other side of how you can get yourself out of something and stay out. And so I want all of you guys who view this video, who listen to my podcast, I want you guys to go out and support my book. This truly was something that I didn't know I had the strength to do. And through the nights of crying, through the nights of pain, talking to my therapist, just trying to heal the best way I could, to write this dynamic book to share with the world. And there are some parts in here, I just rereading it, I was like, oh my God, I can do nothing but thank God for me being alive and me being here. Man, it's so surreal when you put your story out into the world. Because a lot of times we don't know how people are going to take our story, but remember, it's your story. It's what you have went through. It's what you have suffered through. And I remember sitting back, and as I was putting this book together, one of my good friends that I was talking to, and I have not shared this story, but one of my good friends I was talking to said, until you face it, it'll keep triggering you and hurting you. And until you get it all out, you won't truly be free. So I decided to go ahead and write my book. And I ended up, I had already knew Miss Stephanie M. Seaton, and she just was a great, man, it was a great just relationship that we began to build prior to this, because a lot of people I met, they were actually some of the people who knew, just how bad my domestic violence was that I had just suffered a couple months ago. And to get out of it and to finally be free and to write this book, it was something truly, man, it was powerful. And as I was sitting there making the chapters and I was going through the book, and I was like, I want this book to be impactful, because a lot of times people think that your book, they don't understand the dynamics and what your book should be. So as I'm sitting here as a published author all around the world, what I want to say to people is, no matter how hard it is, your story can help somebody else. So one of the main reasons why I kept going and I kept being resilient and I kept pushing myself to write my book is because I knew how many people needed to hear my story. Because a lot of times when you are going through abuse, you don't understand. You're like, I can't fathom how I'm going to get out of this because it's so bad. And what I wanted to do is I said, well, God, if you get me out of this, I promise I'll share my testimony and I'll help others survive and see the other side of how your life can be great after you have suffered abuse. So now that my book is out, I want all of you to support this book. I hope all of you will join me in this healing process that I'm on. I am not going to lie to you guys. It was hard to write this book. It was hard to share stuff that I know people that are close to me are going to eventually read and see. But it's something that happened to me. It's things I went through. And so being so passionate about being an advocate to help people and help people just push through when they feel like they can't, I found it necessary that I needed to share my story. So, everybody who is listening and watching to this podcast right now, I want you guys to truly just do me a favor. And if you know anybody who needs to get through something, I also have included a special workbook in my book to help people who don't know how to navigate getting out of domestic violence. I added a workbook to my book so that there's resources for you, there's help for you. Not only will you read my story and hear how I got out, you'll also have a workbook that is inside of my book that will help you gain the knowledge you need, gain the resources that you need. So I'm excited to be an author. This is something truly, it felt so surreal. Once I got published the other day, I was like, oh my God, I really got a book. And then I came home, y'all, and I'm gonna show y'all all of this. So I came home and I looked at my front door and this is what I saw. And I was like, wow, this is something I put my hard work into. I put my mind to get this done because I really wanted to impact others and help them and empower them to survive whatever they're going through to have a better life. So I thank you guys so much for listening to Life with Anita. I had to come on here real quick and just celebrate an accomplishment that at times I didn't know I was going to get through it. I didn't know I was going to make it through. So I thank all of you who supported me through this. I thank everybody who was rocking with me from beginning to end. Thank you, author Stephanie M. Seaton, for publishing my book and just guiding me through the process. It was truly amazing. I will see you guys next time as I will be interviewing my amazing friend, Rashad, Mr. Millionaire by Morning. That's going to be a dynamic interview, but I had to jump on here real quick when I got home and just share with you guys how excited I am to be an author and also to be able to make a global impact to help others to free themselves from abuse. Thank you guys. Have a great night and peace, love, and happiness.